Welcome back.
To more content. I'm your host, Lily.
And I'm your other host, Cody.
And your other two hosts are back, Ichabod and Houdini.
Returning for the first time.
Since surgery.
Yep.
Ichabod's already, sleeping on the job. Houdini's over here terrified of all the lighting.
He's a background actor.
Houdini.
Ichabod's the star.
I'm sure he'll make an appearance at some point.
Well, probably.
All right, let's get into it. On today's episode, I wanted to discuss Disney adults, in which I am.
Is that a new subscription service?
That's dirty.
I didn't go there. I'm just saying.
It's the new OnlyFans, but
Okay,
all your
not-
fantasies come true.
That is not where I was going with that. I'm just
What
saying.
else would it be?
I don't know.
Do you know
a lot of stuff is kids, right?
No, if you
But
go on
there
Disney
is-
Plus, it's
I know.
Come on,
I know.
some things are HBO worthy on Disney Plus.
Sure. Okay. So I'm saying, it's a new setting for Disney, right? It's no kid stuff. That's all I'm saying. It could probably sell.
No, I want the kids stuff.
I do too. I'm just saying.
Anyway, the reason why I wanted to discuss Disney adults because there's two people. There's two people that live in this world. People who love Disney and
People who are wrong.
and the people who frown upon Disney adults.
Or had terrible childhoods.
Or perfect childhoods, and that's why it just doesn't make sense to them. And that's what I wanted to discuss, that me, Liliana DeAngelis, am a Disney adult, as we've been twice, as adults without children. And the reason behind why I'm a Disney adult, goes back way into my traumatic childhood. Because I, as a child, as many other children, wanted to go to Disney.
Sure.
And we just never did as kids. And mind you, going there as an adult, I completely understand why. It's expensive. It's not a vacation. I just want to be clear, if you've never been to Disney, you might as well go hike Mount Everest. That is how it's broken down, in my opinion.
It's great exercise.
But every time we'd watch a Disney movie, there was the commercial before, where those two kids were packing their suitcase and then trying to shut it. Please don't start with him.
I'm not. I'm trying to shut him down.
Oh my.
He's just.
Okay. Ichabod, just stop. Come here. Anyway, so you remember that commercial where the kids were loading up the suitcase and then jumping on it?
No.
You don't remember that?
Not really.
It was in the middle of the night. They were we're going to Disney, and then they would threw all their clothes in a suitcase, and then they couldn't close it because it was too full. Is it a fever dream? Am I?
No, it's probably not a Bernstein Bears situation. I just have a terrible memory, so it sounds familiar.
Anyway,
Just show it to me after. It'll probably come back.
Okay, so as a child, you would see all these commercials of kids going to Disney and blah blah blah, and it was a dream that at least my sister and I had.
Sure.
Growing
I think
up.
most kids growing up at our age wanted to go to Disney.
Yeah. And you would always see the promos with them on the little Dumbo ride and
Yep.
your classic things. It's not like today. There's a lot more Toy Story Land and all that.
Star Wars.
Star Wars, the whole Marvel universe. But as a child who wanted to go to Disney, we couldn't afford it. Life was about dance. Also, I just couldn't see us going on a family vacation just for family vacation. Weird. Anywho. Not to mention it's so expensive, and you really had to be middle class or higher and plan to drop 10 grand. Maybe not 10 grand back in the 90s, but
still, it was probably thousands of dollars for you and your family to go.
Yeah.
Flight,
and you could drive
lodging.
or you could all fly, which is a whole nother thing. And anyway, so as a Disney adult, now that we have the money to travel there, which even then makes me want to puke how much it costs.
Yeah, I'm sure it's 5 times as expensive now as it was back then.
Yeah. And I get it. If you live in Florida, it'd be great to have your season passes or whatever. It makes sense.
Sure,
It's
that'd be awesome.
Yeah, but
That's why Florida's one of the best places on earth.
oh yeah. But I love going to Disney as an adult because it's the only place ironically, where it makes me feel safe. It makes me feel like I'm reliving my childhood safely. I don't know. It's fun. It's nostalgic. I'm not a roller coaster person, so I'm not there for the rides.
Well, funny enough, you did enjoy some of the rides.
I did.
And you dealt with some of the rides a little better than I do.
Oh, the
40.
motion.
Yeah.
Oh, did I ever tell that story?
I don't think so.
Okay, so we were in Star Wars Land. Is that what it's called? No, Galaxy's Edge.
Yes. Yep.
And it's brand new. Oh my god.
Well,
honestly,
it's not brand new, but it's one of the newer
it's
installations.
newer.
Yeah, it might be
Pre-COVID
the newest.
new. Like,
sure.
It was our first time visiting that land. And it is crazy. Like, they have this giant Millennium Falcon. It's like you're right there on, like, the movie set. Or it's technically, it feels like you're actually, like, in a different planet. Let's be real.
Yeah.
So they had the Smuggler's Run was the one where you're actually in the Millennium Falcon, right?
Yeah.
And you have to
work as a team.
Yeah, it's an interactive game. It's like 6 players. You have 2 pilots, 2 shooters,
2 engineers.
2 engineers, and you have to actually press buttons. Like,
Which
you
is
have
what we
to.
were. It's interactive.
It's interactive, and like, mind you, like, I'm sure it still continues if you don't press the button, but it's kind of cool. It's like being in a live video game.
It definitely continues, but I'm pretty sure you get like a score.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I wasn't paying
remember.
attention.
And like you have to. Yeah, that's what it was. You get a score. So based on everyone's participation and how well you do, because the pilots are actually supposed to, like, whenever their prompts come up, if it's based on their timing, the ship is going to maneuver accordingly. It'll still continue, but when our stuff as engineers came up, it's like, oh, the ship's
broken,
whatever,
shot.
yeah, you got to fix it, and if you don't, like, we're all done for. So
mind you, they're easy buttons, like they just glow and blink and you click.
You're tapping a button.
It's fun. I was so terrified to go on this ride, and I remember we got into a mini argument.
Did we?
Yes, because we were getting in line and I was like asking the lady, like, hi, like, how scary is this? Because I hate drops, I hate roller coasters, like, that's just me, because I'm a big baby.
Yep.
And she's like, oh, it's not like that scary, it's rough, and she's like, you'll be fine. And of course I'm like full panic mode, and you're like mad at me, you're like, let's go! And I'm like, I'm asking, I can't swear here, a blanket question, like, leave me alone. Like, I'm trying to reassure that I'm going to be okay. And I was so mad at you.
Surprise, surprise. That seems to be a theme. Wasn't it last episode? You hate me?
I hate you. See? Should have just continued on. But anyway, so we go through whatever, we get in, and it's so cool. I had so much fun. Mind you, if you do have back problems, you would probably just die right there, because it was a pretty rough ride. Was
that the one that took us like through the cave and all that? Oh no, that was the oh yeah, no.
It's a 4D ride, by the way. It's all like video screen, but then you're like in the pod. That's
I'm thinking of the one that only I rode on.
Yeah.
The main
I didn't
attraction.
do that one.
Which might be also called Galaxy's Edge. I can't remember.
No, that's like.
I know that's the whole thing, but
no, I forget. I'll have to insert it.
Oh, something to do with the rebellion, maybe. Yeah. I don't know. Whatever.
Anywho, 4D. So like Cody gets extreme motion sickness from like screens and stuff.
4D rides.
Yeah.
They do it to me.
And
love roller coasters, but
yeah. Anyway, I had a blast. Again, the seats are super hard. Like, if you have back problems, do not ride it. I warn you now. But we got off and I was like, ooh, I want to get back in line. I want to do that again. It was so fun and so interactive. Anyway, there was like a 3-hour wait for the other one, which is crazy. Again, the lines at Disney have like gotten worse since COVID passed.
Yeah, and they changed their whole like fast pass system too, right?
Yeah. You can only sign up for one. Like before,
first of all, you have to pay, where you never used to.
You had to pay for some of the lightning lanes.
That's right.
That's what they're called.
Yeah.
But the first time we went, I planned the whole trip where I was like, okay, we have fast passes for these 3 rides. It's included in our package. Like, I planned it to a T. Like, the itinerary, the days you were going, the timing, like, we were set.
It was nice, though, that you could do that, because now, the way that they've changed things, so now you used to be able to just...
you have to.
The day of.
And you have to select a time slot, if you're lucky.
So you actually have to do it ahead of schedule. It has to be the day of, as Lily mentioned. But also, like, the actual, like, feature rides, like the one that I was referencing before, like the Rebellion one, whatever. those ones aren't included in the lightning lane passes. If you want to fast track on those are an extra cost as well if you want to bypass the line. And even then, it's like any other lightning lane. You're not technically
Rise of the
bypassing-
Resistance.
See, there you go, Rise of the Resistance. So you're not actually jumping to the front of the line, but like like it always used to be, it's a much shorter line, right? So whereas your wait might be, without a pass, 3 hours, whatever, 3 hours plus. With the lightning lane or whatever, you're looking at like, maybe an hour, right? So it's a lot more reasonable. But
It's still crazy though.
it is what it is. But also, it's just, the fact that now you have to pay for it. And then you have to pay again if you really want to ride. Like Tron is another one, for example.
We'll get into that.
Yeah.
I'm just getting into like the...
Yep.
Okay, so we rode that ride. It was great. Cody got motion sick. Hated it.
I didn't hate it. I just...
Couldn't enjoy it
shook
because...
me up a little bit.
Yeah.
That's
But
what happens.
this is where... So we're walking out of Galaxy's Edge and there's like...
It wasn't right away though, right?
No, I feel like,
like-
we walked for like
yeah,
10 minutes,
yeah.
15... It was on the way out. We were leaving Galaxy's Edge and...
Did I go back to ride the Rise of the
The next
Resistance?
day.
Oh, was that
We had the park hopper, which is a great thing if you're
Yeah.
planning certain things. Park hopper is worth it.
Mm-hmm.
So we were walking by this other Star Wars ride, and it was like an older ride, I feel. I don't know. It didn't seem that new.
Yeah, it was probably one
like,
of the original.
It had like C-3PO as like your host, but it was
Yep.
like one of those Ford... I didn't know what it was.
It's
I
like
was
being
like...
in like an IMAX.
Yeah, I was
Basically.
No, it was like the old ride on Clifton Hill where it was like
It's
the
same type of
rows, the
idea.
theater,
You sit in like
yeah.
a theater style bench.
with the movie, the
Yeah.
40 movie or whatever. And
It was literally the epitome of what messes me up.
yes, and I'm so sorry. I was so high off of that one, the
first,
ride.
yeah.
I was just like, yeah, let's go on this one. I was like ready. It was like there wasn't any drops.
You were
and
hyped. You were
I
like,
was
I'm in.
so excited.
You were starting to have fun finally. You were over your fear from
Yeah.
the first ride.
Yeah.
You were all in. You were like, let's go.
And then so we just get in line, and I don't know why you didn't mention anything. You're just like
Well-
that type of person. You're like, you know what, you're having a good time, we're going. And then
And I was gonna try and stick it out, Basically.
I know, but I wasn't being mindful, but like also you weren't communicating. So the doors open, we get in, and I realize we sit in the benches. It's like secure your items, but I'm like, oh, this is like you move.
Mm-hmm.
Like I thought it was just like a little thing. I don't know, and I could see this look on your eyes, and I'm like, oh, this is it. Like you'll die here. And I was like, just go. Like I'll do it by myself. Like
Yeah.
just continue walking, and you wouldn't. And I was
No,
like,
I'm not gonna get up and leave at that point.
no, we weren't even like in. I was like,
No,
just
we were sat down at that point. You were like, just go, it's fine, Like you could just follow the last group and exit with them.
yeah.
No, I'm like, I got this.
Do you got this? Anyway, so we're in. Oh my god, we're strapped in, and I'm looking at you. You look nervous. I'm like, oh, you poor, which made me nervous because I'm like, I don't know how to handle this.
I was sweating a little bit because I was still feeling the after effects from the last ride. I'm like, it's gonna be fine, you'll be all right. Like I knew that if I needed to, that I could just kind of like
Close your eyes.
Exactly, close
Yeah.
my eyes, because that's the thing, right?
the visuals that mess with you.
Yeah, it's your equilibrium, right? It gets, once that's thrown off, you're just all disoriented, basically.
Did you ever think you have an inner ear problem?
No, I looked into it though, because like even though I love roller coasters too, they shake me up more than
Mm-hmm.
it used to. Like I still want to, and I still will ride roller coasters, but I'd be lying if I said I didn't handle them as well as I used to when I was a kid.
Yeah, but I
I could
feel
go
like
on the
that's just like a
morning-
thing of growing up.
That's what I was gonna say.
Like
So,
I almost passed out doing a front
you-
flip in the pool. I can't do it anymore.
yeah, like I mean, some people, not everybody, some people can do it to the day they die, but for the majority of people, yeah, like you lose
Come here.
some of that ability and like your equilibrium. And you're right, it is all inner ear. It just, that becomes less of a strength, we'll say. So, anyways, here we are sitting down, and I'm just like, getting ready.
Oh man, and I felt
admittedly,
so bad.
we still didn't know how bad it was going to be.
No, but come on, we know.
I mean, I knew I was getting myself into, but I didn't know how bad.
So the ride takes off, quote unquote, and it gets really violent. Like it moves. It's a 4D ride. You're dropping. And like there was points where I was like, oof, I'm a little nervous. I closed my eyes, but at this one point in the middle of the ride, because I forgot Cody's there. I'm having such a great time. I look over to Cody. And he is, first of all, he is like not hanging on to anything. He is like a limp noodle, eyes closed, head cocked to the side. Like, I'm like, he passed out. He passed out. I'm like, oh my God. And I don't know what to do. You can't stop the ride. And I'm like, I know that there's cameras on those rides for people to stop the ride in emergencies, because like I used to run one.
I'm sure.
And you are just flailing around, and it just, I laughed. I couldn't help but laugh because I'm like,
you're a terrible person. Yeah.
I laughed because you reminded me of Phil Dunphy when he went on that like slingshot ride.
Yeah, just.
And
out.
Then I had remorse and I felt terrible. But like seeing you like.
So you're not a total psychopath.
Like flopping around, like you're just eyes closed. I'm like, and then it immediately thought, I was like, how am I going to lift your big ass body out of this ride? Like, whoever comes to rescue you is gonna have a hard time. You're gonna
need a team.
Oh my God! And then I looked, and I'm like, trying to yell at you. You're like, are you okay? And I think you kind of were like, yeah. I'm just closing my eyes. You were trying to go with it, and I was like, oh my God! Like I was terrified that you actually passed out.
No, I mean I fought it for as long as I could. I'm like, you're fine, you're fine. And like it took like a second before I'm like, oh, this is like 100 times worse than I was when we got onto this thing. And I tried to just go with it, but then I'm like, okay, I can't. I just need to let go. And I just literally closed my eyes and I let my head, my neck go limp, and it was just flopping around, you know.
And I imagine that the person watching was like, what is happening? Like, could you not, Ichabod? But I felt bad, but then as soon as I knew like you were just doing your thing, I was dying. I knew the ride was gonna be over. It was only like, what, a 7-minute ride. It wasn't anything crazy.
It's probably nowhere near that long. It's probably
you don't think so?
Probably like 2.5, 3 minutes tops.
Maybe, okay.
Those rides are not long.
True. Anyway.
It might even be less than 2 minutes, but 2 minutes in pure hell is...
And I just felt...
just torture.
I was just like, oh my... But like, I will never... That image of you, Phil Dunphying on the ride, I laugh about it to this day, but now I realize, oh my God, I'm a terrible person. I really am. Like, I felt terrible because, like, again, like, we're at this park. It's a hot day. Like, that's another thing. Like, you need to be prepared when you go to Disney. Like...
It is Florida.
It's crazy. I might get a little scooter next time because the walking just killed me. We were pulling like 35,000 steps a day, like
it was
easily.
Good. It was nice.
Actually, no. I had been training at this point. I was like in good shape. But I was still dying.
But like, to your point, you know, like if you're gonna go or if you're thinking about going and say you have elderly parents or something like that, or just anyone who's a bit older or like. You know, if you are literally a little bit out of shape, it is going to be a bit of a struggle. Like that's not much of an exaggeration. You're probably looking at, if you're going to do the park for 6 to 8 hours plus, which, you know, if you're going and spending that money, you definitely want to be there for at least that long.
Open to close, like you have to. Like it's crazy expensive, and like, mind you, we waited in lines most of the friggin' time.
Sure. So maybe out of the 8 to 10 hours
but you're still
there,
standing.
4 hours,
like
5
it's
hours
crazy.
Yep.
Like
in the heat, there is shade. There is shade in some parts, but no, in some parts there is.
I guess, but like when we're waiting to meet Jesse and
I know.
Woody,
it's just out in the open. Yeah, a lot of the character.
I thought we were gonna die.
A lot of the character interactions are out
you're
in
waiting
the open.
because like you'll wait, and then 15 minutes later, which I get, like thank God, because like I couldn't imagine being them in the suits. They have to give them breaks, right? Rightfully so. Switch out actors.
That's up for debate.
I know for a fact that Jesse was a man when he came back.
Oh yeah, Jesse grew 1.5 feet taller.
Yeah.
Filled out the arms.
You know, yeah, they were pretty jacked for Jesse. But yeah, like it was just
Jesse Ventura, more like.
Yeah. But yeah, so we did this ride. We had to take a break. Like I felt so bad. Like. But I was like, Cody, like, you need to communicate to me that you cannot do these rides.
We're there for the experience, and that's part of it for you.
I know, I waited.
It's a lasting memory for life now.
Yes, I waited 2.5 hours the one day so you could do Rise of the Resistance. And looking back, I should have walked through with you because I could have opted not to do the ride. There was a 30-foot drop. Yes, I looked it up. I even watched the YouTube video of the ride because I was like, no way. If that 30-foot drop wasn't there, I would have loved to do it.
Yeah, but even then, the drop, like, it's... The idea of when it's happening is you're in like an escape pod.
I know, and you drop out of the...
Yeah, it's just like a straight, quick drop.
Yeah, 30 feet. Do you know how tall 30 feet is?
It's like...
The trees outside.
6 of me? 5 of me, sorry?
those trees outside. You want to drop? You want to fall from that?
Sure, if I'm strapped
Okay.
in.
But I should have walked through. I regret that. But I spent a nice 2 hours like just shopping and walking and
that lineup when I got to the front, it's
it shut
estimated
down
was,
because there was issues. Remember, it shut down for technical problems.
right. But I'm saying when I got to the front, it was like I think just over an hour wait. So
Yeah.
I was like, that's why I got to do this.
Yeah, and I said, go, 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 like you're fine.
And then it ended up being at almost 3 hours.
Yeah. But I found some shade. I stretched because I'm an old lady. Very interesting. Very interesting people at Disney, I'll tell you that. But circling back, Disney is a place where I just feel like all my problems go out the door until you have to buy something. And then, but
We're
like,
just big kids until you have to.
but it's like Toy Story Land. Like it's like so like, it warms my heart. Like we go and play that game with the lasers or the discs. Like it's just, that's a fun interactive
laser game, which you beat me every time.
I do. I'm so proud of myself.
Yeah. You should be. I'm very competitive.
Yeah, it's such a good game, but
I swear, wasn't like one of the last ones, like it came down to like the bonus at the end and you beat me by like, I don't know, 150 points, which is like nothing.
I did it.
Yeah.
I did it. Yeah, it's all my,
Just, I want to let you in on a little secret.
you did not let me win. I know for fact. You were shooting those things like crazy. I know for, Cody, no. Ichabod, he's lying. You did not let me win. That's
gentleman.
not fair. That's not fair. I wanted competition. Like, hello.
No, you beat me fair and square.
So great. All my years of bow and arrow practice had,
And usually you can't hit
Hey.
anything with the bow and arrow, so it was impressive.
What are you talking about? Go into my Instagram. You'll see I got a triple bullseye the one time. I mean, I ruined my one arrow, but it's fine.
Do you have actual video, or is it just a picture of the bullseye with arrows in it?
I did not have actual video because I didn't have like a little phone tripod. Anyway, I know what I completed in life. Okay, I don't need other people to validate it. Anyway, but yeah, Disney. I don't know, like the music, like the vibes. Mind
It's
you,
awesome.
like
You're in another world. You're literally.
you get
it's
the
like
kids
you're
with the temper
You're
tantrums.
stepping back into your childhood, right? Like that's,
Yes.
It's
the
a beautiful thing.
kids, the entitled kids, the temper tantrums, like y'all need to chill. I don't know how families take like big families take older kids. Like bless you, like that is something. Like we're dragging our asses. I couldn't imagine having like 6 kids and like going on a family trip. And like I get it, you get on each other's nerves. But then there was like some kids that were so nice and so respectful and like it's like, oh, but there's a lot of entitlement there too. I want to be like, you
Yeah.
respect your parents. Do you understand the prices of these things? Oh, but I guess it's any theme park if you really think about it. But
It's a what?
it's like any theme park.
Any theme park, yeah.
Yeah, and I get it. It's hot and it's kids. I was cranky at some points.
Sure.
Cody made sure I ate and stayed in the shade because the first time we went to Disney, we were at Universal. Okay, scary story. We were at Universal Studios at the Harry Potter World, and I think I was drinking. I didn't have heat stroke or anything. Like we were pretty cautious. And
Yeah, no, and like I don't think we were like that. That was back before you were sober. I don't think we were like.
No, we weren't.
hitting
We
booze or
chose
anything.
not to drink
Yeah.
during the day because we knew we would die. But I lost my memory. I lost my memory for a good like 5 minutes, and it was scary. I lost my memory of like current memory.
Yeah.
Like I knew who you were.
You recognized me.
Yeah, we were at Universal and Harry Potter World, and something happened, and you went to go like grab my hand, and I ripped my hand away from you, and I was like, "What are you doing?" Because in my thought process, I'm like, why am I here with Cody? Like this is like in my head, I didn't think we were together. I said, "Why are you grabbing my hand?" I said, "Are we here for a work thing?" I'm like, "What are you like?" And that's when you were like, "What? What's wrong?" And like I couldn't cognitively put the pieces together, and I don't remember if I asked you, like, what are we doing here or something? But, like, I totally blanked for, like, 5 minutes.
I don't think...
I was like, okay, we're in Harry
because
Potter World.
When it happened, you didn't express to me that this was going on.
No.
You told me after the fact.
Yeah. But you were like, I don't understand. Like, what's wrong? Because you kept saying that. Like, what's wrong? It's like, what are we doing here? Like, why? Don't grab my hand. Like... It's my subconscious. Leave me alone. But that lasted about 5 minutes, and then you were like, "You need to drink water. We need to get in the shade." But it was odd because it was early in the morning. We weren't out in the sun. Like, there's a lot of shade in Harry Potter World. You know, we were. I don't know. It was just a very odd experience. But I knew who you were, and I thought we were there for work. So there you go.
Yeah, I mean, it only lasted, what, like 5 minutes, give or take?
Yeah.
And then you kind of snap back too?
Yeah, but it never happened since, thank God. But that was a little odd.
Yeah, a little spooky.
Yeah, so drink your water. Bring an umbrella for shade. But yeah, I think that Disney just has like this warm fuzzy feeling when it comes to like, especially like the older, you know, stuff. The only thing that I do not like is that they don't have any Hercules stuff.
Maybe one day. I recently saw, or I've been seeing, it's popping up. I think they're going to be doing a live action Hercules in the near future. Did you see who they want to play Hercules?
No.
Austin Butler.
No.
Elvis. He's one of the lead. I saw him or what's the guy's name? Tarragon Egar, or he's the kid from the Kingsman movies. He's done a lot.
I need to see a face.
Yeah. Taron.
In my opinion, I think you should play Hercules. Actually, you remind me a lot of like young Hercules. A lot of your awkwardness and when you break things because you're too strong. That's you. Yeah, that's interesting.
Maybe that'll be my breakout role.
Hercules? I could see it.
I'll have to practice my singing though.
Is it going to be a musical live action?
Well, like all the Disney, like.
Well, Mulan wasn't.
At all, I didn't watch it.
I started watching it and I was like, nah, I'll watch the cartoon.
They didn't have any of the music.
I don't
Haven't
think
most
so.
of the live action including some music?
Yeah, not the Mulan.
You watched the whole thing?
No. I started it and stopped it because I was like, okay. All right.
It was a flop, in your opinion?
Yeah. I don't know.
Not all the new live action ones have been, have received overwhelming.
I didn't like The Lion King. I didn't like The Little Mermaid. To me, also
you watched The Little Mermaid?
Yeah, but also Little Mermaid, like, The Little Mermaid should be bright, vibrant colors. They had, like, this weird dark filter on it. I was like, what is going on?
People say it's because they're trying to do, like, the hyper-realism, right? Like, there's a lot less light under the ocean. Under the sea, I should say.
You know what? Let's just keep the cartoons. We don't need remakes.
Sure. Although I think Hercules could be a lot of fun.
If they do color and they do it right. By the way, if this is my opinion. In my opinion, they need to do a live action stage Hercules, but in the way of how they do the Lion King with the puppets. Could you imagine?
I could.
Oh, I'm excited. So we're going to
go... The Hydra? Oh, man, that'd be so much fun.
I can't wait. So we're planning to go see Lion King. I think it's in November. November-ish. And you haven't seen The Lion King, and you've worked in theater for so long, and I'm trying to expose him to actual, like, great theater. No offense to our job.
Yeah, I'm going on
It's more musical-based. It's more...
Uh-oh. What happened? Yep.
And we're back.
Yeah, going on 17 years in this industry, and I've only seen like a handful of, what I guess like Broadway shows, for example.
Yeah.
Book of Mormon, whatever, a few, but
the Book of Mormon was good. Also, when Cabaret came, it was pretty good.
Yeah, no, like I mean, we've been lucky to have Pippin. We've had some of like your classics come through the casino, which has been great because I've been able to witness them. But like, Phantom, Wicked, all those things.
I want Phantom to come back.
I
need to expose you.
I know your mom said the last time she saw it felt like it was like a watered down version, but I think even, we'll see.
I liked it.
Oh, you went that time with her as well? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I saw it, did I see it twice? No, I saw it once. No, twice. No, once. It was once. I've seen Lion King twice, but this will be the third. I'm so excited. I'm so excited for you to see Lion King because it is it's just a feast for the eyes. It's visually amazing. If they didn't do budget cuts, because that's like another thing that might make it crappy. But
yeah.
Anywho, I'm a Disney adult and I'm proud. All right.
I would say I'm less of a Disney adult.
I know you're.
But I'm not gonna lie and say that I didn't have a good time.
But like the Marvel stuff, the Star Wars stuff, like there's a lot of adult stuff that's like really cool to appreciate.
For sure. So many people who don't go or whatever, they just automatically judge like people go now as adults. It's like, oh, you're just a bunch of weirdos. But no, it's, it is a special place. and it just brings that kid out of you. And I mean, for me, that's not that hard to pull out, but you know, yeah.
But
It's
like
got
also,
a lot for adults.
you going back to rides, Tron. You got to ride Tron.
Yeah, and Tron was fantastic. It was quick, you know. Again, long line. It's one you have to pay for. No, it
It's
wasn't.
like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
This was during our not so spooky Halloween party where you go trick or treating and then they just load your bags with candy. Like, it's crazy. Like, America's
it was
crazy. I love it.
It's great. We came back with
Bags and bags.
nothing. Nobody.
Yeah. But we went and did that, which was awesome, and I will thank you forever. Next time we go will be Christmas time because I want you to experience it. I also do, but Christmas is your thing. Are you trying to get on the microphone? Thank you. But that night, like, I was like, okay, the lightning lane you had, remember it was like in the morning and it was so booked that the lightning lane was like at like 7:50 at night or something.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't book it right away, but I think we looked at it like after the first or few.
You couldn't do it. You couldn't book lightning
Oh
lanes.
yeah, because spooky. We went. Yeah. So
that was it.
That event in particular.
Or closer
one
to.
was already a separate ticket. If you're going, just for anyone who's considering going, you buy your individual passes for the parks. Again, highly recommend the Park Hopper because if you don't appreciate any of the parks or you just really love one more than the others, then you have the flexibility of jumping between. I think it's after like 2:00, then you can go back and forth unlimited. But if you are going and you want to experience these other special events that they have, that is a separate ticket outside of your individual tickets. You don't have to buy two tickets. Like you wouldn't have to buy, you know, your park pass for the day and then this special event. However, the special event tickets, you can't get in. I think it was like 4 p.m. before we could actually get in, which is fine, you know, because we still experienced everything we wanted to. And that was at what's it called?
Magic Kingdom.
Magic Kingdom. Thank you.
Yeah.
We'd already done Magic Kingdom, so it's not like we needed to get in first thing in the morning. But again, it's just something to note. You know,
we went to Disney Springs that day and then came back and got dressed in our costumes.
Which was fine. It worked out great, right? Because, you know, if you're in Disney and you want to do a bit of shopping, whatever, get some lunch, Disney Springs is.
You don't need a pass.
No.
Yeah, it's just a shopping center with food. Yeah. Like it's really big. I love it. But yeah, we did that, and then like I think you were able to do lightning. I feel like you had a time slot. It's not a lightning lane. You had to enter into a time slot for Tron.
Well, the lightning
lane. So like get in line at like, let's say your thing's at 7:50.
There is a lightning lane. Like you have your regular line.
No, but for that night, I thought you just had to do a time slot. It was just like you had to enter the time slot to ride the ride.
I think I can't remember if it might be both. Like you have to have.
There was no lightning, but you had to reserve a spot. That's how it worked because it's such a popular ride.
Yeah.
Anyway,
maybe that's what it was. Maybe I opted not to do the lightning lane because I just didn't want to pay.
The door's open. Ichabod, come here, honey.
Ick. He's not gone into the bedroom.
Okay. Again, I waited while you did the ride because I'm a big baby. I would never do that ride.
It was awesome. Again, quick. I think it was only like a minute long, but it was a lot of fun.
There was, and then of course I just sat with the candy and I was stretching. So. And then actually the Halloween night turned out amazing. It was so well planned from both the shows, from like waiting in line for that, going to the parade right after, you know, it was just like so well done and I would highly recommend it.
I want to see what he's doing.
Okay. And we're back. So yeah, that night worked out amazingly and I'm super proud of that. So thank you. Thank you for making my Halloween dreams come true.
Halloween is your time of the year. And we were celebrating your 6 months of sobriety at that point.
Yeah.
Huge milestone. So I wanted you to feel like the sober queen that you were and continue to be. So as you mentioned, originally I had an opportunity for us to go closer to Christmas, which would have been awesome for me. We would have saved some money, but again, ultimately we were celebrating you, so it was worth.
By the way, we did the Halloween thing on November 1st. Like they pushed it a day. Point. They pushed it a day. So Halloween Day. What did we do on Halloween Day? One of the parks.
One of the other parks.
Yeah. But yeah. Disney is where I feel like
you may have mentioned. I feel like you've mentioned this before. If you are going, say, for Halloween or any of these specific events, like Halloween technically in Disney starts in like September, right? Wasn't it like mid-September?
August.
Mm-hmm.
So they do
and
this.
What was one of the major like kind of like letdowns for you?
Oh, no merch, no Halloween merch.
By the time we got there was like next
there
to
wasn't the
nothing left.
pumpkin ears or anything like that, and it was kind of sad and whatever. But yeah, if you are going to Disney for that, go early.
Any of the events, like if you're going for a specific season, and if you can work it out with your schedule that you have the flexibility, and you want merch really badly,
do it earlier in the year. Maybe
earlier in the
like
season.
Yeah, like
whatever,
September.
Whatever it is, like
yeah.
if it's a Christmas, right? Like if we had gone to Christmas, for example, say that next week, early November,
we would have had everything. Yeah, because like the next day, so November 1st, we actually started seeing a lot of Christmas stuff come out.
Yeah, they started converting,
but it didn't convert over fully. It takes it takes about a week,
right?
A week to do that. Also, if you are booking a Disney trip, I will link her business page down below, but Dina Mavridis, I always say it wrong.
Sounds about right.
She is I forget what it is, like a Disney consultant, and like she'll book your trips, and she knows all the ins and outs, and she's
huge.
just,
again, Disney, they're a Disney family.
I love it. We went the first time we went was for their wedding.
Yeah.
Her and Rob, Dina and Rob. We miss you, by the way, if you're listening. Very much so. But I will link it below if you're planning to go to Disney. Message her and she'll be your guide. She'll be your fairy godmother.
That's right.
Huh? I'm funny.
Eh?
Eh?
That's your thing, eh?
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 Eh? Okay.
It's one of your hostisms. Mm-hmm. Ichabod. Ick.
This is what it's like living with Italian greyhounds, in case you're wondering. They are hound dogs. Come on. Oh, hi, Houdini. Come here. Anyway, I will link her info down below in case you are planning to book that.
Anything else you want to say about Disney? Any thoughts?
Bring food. Bring your own food if you can. Snacks.
Some of the dining was really good, but it's...
In Epcot.
Yeah.
Epcot is where you go for your food. They have, you can do, travel around the world, and they have, tapas, essentially, of every culture, which is amazing. That's where we tried Dole Whip for the first time. Loved it. Cody did not. By the way, we went to every park looking for Dole Whip.
It wasn't as...
Which is Dole...
magical.
Okay, Dole pineapple. I'm just saying on a soft serve. It's a soft serve...
pineapple,
flavor. They have different flavors, but we couldn't find it anywhere, and so we went to Epcot that one day, and we were like... That was my mission, to try it, because I hadn't tried it before. Can you go sit? Oh, that's your head. Yeah. There's a bunch of Marvel stuff. Ooh! Star Wars.
Yep.
The first time we went, May 4th. May the 4th be with you, which is my mom's birthday. Lucky her. They had the Star Wars parade, which was crazy. Loved it. It made me want to be an actor for Disney.
I mean, it would be a blast.
Absolutely, but...
No pun intended.
Okay. But... Yeah, I don't know if they're unionized now or what's going on. Oh, they're part of Equity. There was a whole documentary I saw on TikTok. Another TikTok. Ichabod. Anyway.
Should we just let him upstairs?
No. No, he is a host of this podcast, and he needs to be down here. No, you don't get everything you want.
If you want a cut of your money from this, okay,
yeah.
You need to get up here.
Ichabod.
You need to be on set.
We're those parents. We're the performer parents.
Yeah.
Oh. This is a Christian family channel. Get over here. What was her name? Ruby Frankie?
Yeah.
I appropriately named my ex-boss Ruby Frankie because she looks exactly like her and she acts exactly like her. And that's the code word now that I call her. Ruby Frankie. It's not defamation. No names were named.
Very true.
Okay. Also, I'm not monetized. You can't sue.
Yet.
It's not defamation. But Ruby Frankie is a real person, and she is horrific. And she had a Christian family channel and treated her kids like garbage.
Oh, that's.
So Ichabod, you should
Making
consider
an
yourself
understatement.
lucky. Come on, Annie. Houdini's been so patient and so
He's great.
cute. It's over here. Anyhow, my next subject was going to be really dark. I don't know if I want to get into it.
How long have we been going?
We're at 42 minutes.
It's up to you. We've got time, or it could just be a quick hit.
Yeah, but I don't know.
No, I mean, like, if you want to cut it off, we can cut it off, but it's up to you. Want to talk about Iron Claw?
Oh, yes. We watched Iron Claw finally. I'm just going to say I did not cry because I know the whole storyline and how
Yeah.
it all plays out. So, but I think it was really well done.
Me too. There was a lot to try and squeeze in. They kept it, I think it was still just over 2 hours, or maybe even just right around the 2 hour mark, which for, again, as we've talked about previously on this podcast, if you check out the episode of Dark Side of the Ring, it goes, they spend a little more time, they flesh it out a little bit more, so we knew exactly what was going to happen.
Yeah.
But the point is, there was a lot to go over in this story.
Yeah.
And they kind of almost
rushed it.
Had to breeze through a few of the things.
Yeah.
I mean, all the major points are still met, but it did feel rushed.
And there was one particular character that I really wanted to see. I just don't want to do spoilers in case you haven't seen Iron Claw or don't know the story. There was one particular character's demise of luck. Does it make sense?
Oh yeah, they don't really get into that one.
Yeah, and I'm just like,
It's a story of tragedy, and one of, like, essentially the first tragedy of this family.
No, not that one. I'm talking about
Of luck?
the dad.
Of luck? Are you okay? You're 100% sure on that? I don't remember that. I thought I remember.
Like the Von Erich
Maybe
dad?
yeah, I know. I know
the
what you're
original
referring to. Yeah.
Iron Claw?
Yeah, Fritz.
Fritz, that's his name.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
Anyway, they do glaze over some certain things. It was really well cast. Zac Efron, I really like seeing him in serious roles. Damn, he got jacked.
Yeah, the boy is yoked, for sure.
Jesus. And
Put it on.
He's got more lip filler than me.
Okay, so I didn't realize this because
something happened
after all that. He
had jaw surgery.
Yeah, and
I don't think the lip filler was part of that. Like,
no, but I mean, like, people are all like, when it came out with this new look of his, 'cause he was a handsome dude before, right? Like, it wasn't, sure, but it wasn't like this was entirely something like he went and did just of his own volition, right? I think it was almost a byproduct of something else happening.
It's just weird to see it because I'm just like, I don't know, because it's so 70s based. I would think they would dissolve his filler for that. It was so prominent. I was like, okay. It had migrated. That's why I know. I just know my plastic surgeries. Yeah. But he looked incredible. Good for him. That took a lot of hard work.
Unbelievable shit.
And I get it. It's roids, whatever. But...
Well, I mean, again, that's not...
It's all of wrestling, baby.
It's not just that, but I'm just saying, like... Even, yes, if you're on steroids, it's not the magic formula.
I know, you still have to do the work. So
yeah.
I said, yeah, like, he looks great. Like, you know he put the work in.
Ick.
He's in my purse. I don't have money.
It's not where the money is.
I'm cashless. Come here.
The money is on the screen, Ichabod.
Come here, Annie. Puppy. Oh, he's trying to take my ID. Fine, take it. Go get a drink. But yeah, Iron Claw visually was really cool. Although, no, Carrie looked like Carrie. Remember, I wanted to switch. But okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
We thought
Zac
that easily could have played Carrie.
Zac Efron should have played Carrie.
Although I did end up liking their choice.
Yes.
Once
they introduced him.
Like from having watched, I should say, The Dark Side of the Ring, Kevin
looked like
seemed
not Michael.
Taller
what's his name?
Than Zac Efron.
What was the other? David.
David, yeah, he seemed
looked
closer
like
to
David,
David.
Yeah. But David looks like the actual Kevin. Like, the actor who played David looks like Kevin. Like, that's why I was like...
More in the face, but he has more of the build of what David was supposed to be.
Yeah.
I don't think the casting for David was off. I just think that...
Zac Efron played... It was weird seeing Zac Efron as Kevin, though.
Right.
I think
I think he did a great job, but as far as just, like, physical... Like, typecast or however you would put that, it didn't seem perfect. Great job. I'm not mad about it. But just visually looking at it, like, Carrie, okay, fine. Kevin seems like a taller dude. Like, and
but
they even
Carrie
say, like,
had
Kevin,
the body of Zac. That's another thing. Like, if you look at photos of Carrie, he's like John Travolta on roids. That's what he looked like.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, if that's all we had to complain about, then job well done.
Oh, Jesus.
And it was a bit artistic at some points, which I liked.
I'm listening. I'm just.
Yeah.
He's trying to eat my chapstick.
But yeah, overall, I think it was a great movie. Definitely not a letdown in any way. Wouldn't be surprised if it wins awards.
Yeah,
And
that was like
it just
a nice
pushes
surprise.
me to want to continue to get to that level.
It was a nice surprise that it was well done. Like I didn't doubt it. Yeah, I obviously hate the father and mother. That is just
Well, like super old school,
yeah.
Hard ass immigrant, hard upbringing.
Christian.
Men don't cry. Yeah, it was tough. Like I know we always harp on previous generations for making today what it is for everybody and how much of a struggle things are, but we sometimes forget that that's what they had to deal with growing up, so it wasn't like they had it too easy. But
No. And they put their work in, and it's a story of tragedy. So I get it. If you don't know the story and you're watching it for the first time, yeah, I can see why you would cry.
Sure.
I didn't cry. It takes a lot for me to cry from a movie.
Yeah. Well, and again, we knew the story.
Yeah.
Like,
We knew the tragedies coming and how it
men,
happened.
I think more men would probably get a little more
Emotional?
yeah, because without having too many spoilers, it's a family of brothers, and there's a lot of death. So
Yeah.
losing a brother, never mind multiple, is it hits hard, right? So
I think Cody just spoiled it.
well, I said a little bit of a spoiler, but
Listen, the one thing that I will preach is that I'm very thankful that mental health awareness is very prominent in today's day and age.
Mm-hmm.
If you or someone you know is struggling, like reach out, and I don't know, like therapy has been a lifesaver. There's so many options online. I don't know. It's just I'm happy because I couldn't imagine living back in the day and feeling like so isolated from
yeah, you shouldn't be ashamed.
life.
We're all human. We all have emotions, and life is hard. So it's not wrong to need help.
You go to the doctor when you're physically sick. Why not go to a doctor when you're mentally
Therapy,
sick?
mental health, it's still part of your health.
But yeah, I'm glad that we watched Iron Claw. It was, to me,
It's great.
parallel with reality of how it went. Because some people take license to write something completely different. And,
No, they stuck by the
yeah.
story. Like I said, there's a few artistic things they did, like the scene with Carrie and the other brothers towards the end.
Oh yeah,
Which
but
was
that's
fun.
like a
It was
movie.
it was just like a feel good moment,
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
whatever, that's fine. I don't think there's any way for them to source that.
Yeah, it was fun because you could see they were they cast so many other actors playing actual wrestlers in the day. Like you saw Ric Flair. Well,
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
a fight with Ric Flair.
I thought that guy did a great job too.
Oh yeah,
was-
imagine being able to play an icon. Oh,
Yeah, great.
the possibilities. I thought I saw Adonis, but it wasn't. It was Michael. Michael something. They said his name.
Well, there's Bruiser Brody.
Yeah. There was a few of them. Very iconic wrestlers. But I'm glad that they cast close to that. It was kind of stepping back in time. And of course it's the 70s. It's my favorite era in time.
Yeah, and if you could be transported to another era, that was it for you.
Yeah. 100%. But yeah, I think we can wrap it up there. I'm going to get into the darker topic next time.
Sure. The next one's going to be a little heavier. Sure.
Maybe. We'll see.
It's important to talk about these things.
Yeah, I know.
Just saying.
But I'm you can't go off the tail end of Disney, okay? The happiest place on earth. Although I do follow a lot of Disney conspiracies, so ooh.
Maybe we'll revisit.
But yeah, I'm a Disney adult and I'm proud because I'm just trying to soothe my childhood.
I'm with the Disney adult and I'm proud of her. So.
Oh, thank you. I'm just trying to soothe my childhood. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all.
I still, I'm a big kid, so.
And I still watch Disney movies to this day. And I sing them. And that's the songs from Disney is what I work out to. So I'll Make a Man Out of You from Mulan. Number one.
Yeah.
Who sings that? He was just at the casino.
Not just, but
Let's
isn't that,
get down to
yeah,
business.
It's Donny
to
Osmond.
defeat, yeah. The
Ooh, by the way,
Huns.
great guy, fantastic, very talented, very friendly.
Mm-hmm.
You know, not everybody people don't have to be. People
He
are
just
people,
proves
so
you
don't
can
have
be
to-
famous and still have
down to
like
earth.
yeah,
Yeah.
a good time
Yeah,
with life.
The guy
Yeah.
cares about the production of his shows. He knows, a lot of people are just performers, but this guy knows like the ins and outs of all the different elements. So
Well, he's been doing
again,
it
I
since
was
I was
very
a kid, right? Him
yeah,
and
yeah. I was
Marie.
very impressed, and I just wanted to point that out. There's for every bad egg, we'll say, there's a lot of. It's nice to see the good ones.
Yes, and I also absolutely loved him and Joseph in the Technicolor Dreamcoat.
Mm-hmm.
I watch it very often. I love you, Donnie. Subscribe. Anyway, thank you for listening to more content, and I hope you enjoyed this episode. And I hope that maybe you can venture to Disney and feel what we feel when we go, or at least when I go.
If you weren't sure, if you're an adult who would actually secretly love to go to Disney, just do it. Just do it.
And
if you
and
can
the
afford-
staff there is amazing. Like everyone's so friendly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Except for that one girl taking our picture.
Literally. That's exactly where my mind went. Like 99% of the cast.
There was one I was like, okay, I get it,
One
and I
girl-
have empathy because like, girl, I don't know if I could be a Disney cast member, but
I mean, I guess, but that almost seems like the prerequisite to being a Disney staff
maybe she was
member.
just having a bad day.
I don't care.
Yeah,
I don't
I know.
care. I know that's not.
You ruined the illusion.
I know that's not maybe fair of me to say, but of all jobs, sorry.
She was a photographer because like you can get like on your wristband you can do like a photo package where they take professional photos of you and then they take the photo and then they scan this thing and it's saved to your wristband essentially, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she was like in a photo place and like usually there's lines for photos and it was in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge or whatever and we were like, oh, are you
a PhotoPass person?
yeah, and she's like yeah.
Like completely just did not want.
And she was just like having to take the photo.
Stand over here.
Yeah, I was like, oh, yeah, let me smile in this photo.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, thanks.
Yeah.
Sorry you had to do your job.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what was going on in her personal life. But that was a very odd occurrence. Oh, and then the one person when I asked for Halloween merch, she was mean to me too. I was like, okay, sorry.
Yeah.
My anxiety just spikes. I'm like, okay, I'll go home now. Anyway, thanks for listening, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and check out Dina's page. It's linked down below, and yeah.
We'll see you next time.
Yeah, maybe we'll do a Christmas Disney vlog one year.
I would love that.
Okay.
All right.
Bye. See ya.
Thank you.